Do you feel like you're running a content creation marathon and you done got to the point where you're out of breath and you got to take breaks? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to end your burnout and still create valuable content that draws in your ideal client. Now, when I first started creating content, it was because I wanted to be the next great motivational speaker. And at that time, I didn't have no following and I wasn't popular. And I knew that the only way for me to build up that credibility to get speaking engagements was for me to show up and create content. So my marathon started out slow. I could keep up with the pace. I started out posting 2 videos a week, which was nothing to me at that time, especially because I think that was during COVID. So I could keep up with that. But then I was like, you know what? This ain't helping me get to my goals fast enough. And then shorts began to get popular. And at that time, in the beginning when shorts were popular, I was against it because all these kids were doing all these weird dances and like, I'm a professional, right? I want to be taken serious. I don't want to be creating this content and have to showcase myself in a way that I'm not who I am. I don't want to create all these stupid shorts and do all these goofy dances. But these marketing experts that I was listening to at the time, they kept pounding their chest on the fact that you gotta show up on shorts. So I started doing that. Now my content creation system got a little bit more complex. I had to keep up with creating 2 videos a week, and I had to keep up with posting shorts on Instagram and I think TikTok at the time as well. Yeah. So now I'm starting to get a little sweaty. My face is starting to get in a little drench. I'm starting to get out of breath a little bit because now keeping up with this system is a little bit harder. Trying to post 2 videos a week plus create specific videos on different platforms. On top of that, AI didn't exist. So I had to manually do everything with my videos. I had to manually edit them, cut out the mistakes that I made, add the captions, add the background music, add the B-roll to all these videos that I was creating. And oh my goodness, whew, that's when I was like, you know what? I got to take a break from all of this. I'm about to pass out trying to create all this valuable content. So during the moments of when I would take those breaks is when I would listen to motivational speakers because I thought to myself, you know what? I think that I'm burnt out right now because I'm not motivated enough. So let me get refueled. And so I would get refueled, re-energized, listen to Les Brown, Eric Thomas, or Tony Robbins, or whoever. Then I'm back at it, created 2 videos a week, posting on Instagram and TikTok. Now I'm adding LinkedIn. Now I'm changing up my strategy so that I can increase my chances of being more seen. And you know what? At this point, I'm a little disgusted that I was a little bit burned out and I stopped being consistent. So I'm gonna do everything that I could possible to prevent that again. I'm gonna create a whole bunch of videos in advance so it's easier to keep up with creating them and posting them out on all these platforms. So now I'm creating all these videos in advance and I'm posting them out and I'm a little bit tired. I can feel it now. I feel my face starting to get a little sweaty. Whew, I'm starting to feel that coming around. And there it goes again. Burnout came around the corner and said, you know what, let me holler at you for a minute. And I had to take another break, y'all. And I was doing all of this to begin with because I was trying to increase the chances of me having the opportunities that I wanted. And I believe that having a complex system, being on every platform, trying to be omnipresent was the fastest way for me to get seen, recognized, and asked to speak at certain events. And the worst part about it is that I was gaining engagement. I was gaining followers and interactions on these different platforms. And that's what kept me on this wheel of having a complex content creation system that was ending up leading to burnout. So in those early years of me creating content, burnout was more consistent than the videos that I was posting. So I came to the conclusion that something needed to change because if I don't show up consistently, the person who I'm meant to help won't be impacted positively. So I had to simplify my content creation system to the point where it's easy for me to show up and still deliver that value that the person who I'm meant to help can receive. Now, a lot of coaches have a hard time of simplifying their content creation system because they have the same mindset that I once had. I gotta be visible everywhere. I have to have as many eyeballs on me so that I can have more clients. right? So if you're posting on multiple platforms, you're posting multiple times a day, you're posting different types of content, and on top of that, you're editing and designing, there's no wonder why you feel burnt out and it's hard for you to stay consistent. So you have to simplify your content creation system. So here's what that looked like for me. First of all, it was hard for me to try to be omnipresent, right? Because energy is abundant, but we have limited amounts of it, right? So it's easy to feel depleted and drained when you're trying to spread yourself thin in multiple areas and trying to grow on different platforms. All of these platforms are the same in the sense that if you give it what it wants, it will give you what it wants. But their algorithms are all different. And you have to have a game plan for all of these different platforms to really grow, which is what I didn't understand at the time. I was just trying to post on every platform and hope that the right people will eventually see it and connect with me. So the first thing that I stopped doing is I stopped trying to post on different platforms. Now it was hard because again, I was saying earlier, I was gaining a following. I was gaining interactions. I was having conversations with individuals who needed my help for specific things. But for my own sake and the value of the content that I needed to create, I needed to stop posting on every platform. I stopped posting on IG. I stopped posting on TikTok. And I hyper focused on YouTube because that was the ultimate platform that I wanted to master and grow on. Now, on YouTube, I was still getting drained from posting long form videos and short form videos. And maybe I'll do a video about this in the future. But those short form videos was actually killing my channel because I posted so many because they were easier to post that YouTube started to identify me as a short form creator. YouTube started sending out my short form videos rather than my long form videos. Like this isn't my first channel. This is actually my second channel that I started to build on clarity and direction. I was gaining following and getting tractions of interactions on my other channel. But a lot of those followers would watch only one video and it was those short form videos. They would never transfer over to those long form videos so we can develop that connection and that relationship and that bonding. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna just scrap this channel and start a new one. Now with this new channel, I decided to go a step even further with it. I was still editing my videos and creating my thumbnails in a way that I was trying to gain people to watch it. But that's not where my creativity is in. In fact, I can't stand editing videos. I never liked editing videos. I never liked creating thumbnails. So I made it easier for myself. I completely stopped editing my videos. Now, I might edit out my mistakes or if I go on a little rant every now and then. But other than that, I don't add any more B-roll. I don't add any more background music to my videos. In fact, the other day, I was just looking at some of the bills that I have coming up. And I realized that Epidemic Sound and Opus Clips, the annual fee for me to pay them were coming up. And I wasn't even using those services anymore. So it makes no sense for me to continue to pay them. When it came to creating thumbnails, I made it easier for myself. All I did was just ask ChatGPT to, for now on, create my thumbnails in this particular way. And that's how I create my thumbnails. It don't take me but about 10 seconds really to create my thumbnails now. And here's what simplifying creating my content has done for me. It's allowed me to pour my energy in what I enjoy doing, which is speaking, which is understanding my ideal person so that I can create content specifically for them. It's allowed me to coach my clients at a high level because I now have the energy to do so. My energy isn't spread out doing all this complicated content creation stuff. It's allowed me to have an easier way to keep up with creating content for those who benefit from it. So the question that I have for you, what is it that you're doing now that you don't enjoy doing? What is it that you're doing now that you're not good at doing? What is it that you're doing now that's depleting all of your energy that you don't have to do? How can you simplify your content creation system so that you can show up consistently for those who will benefit from your videos? Really go through all the activities that you're doing and remove what's draining your energy. Remove what's you don't like to do and what you don't feel like doing. And keep the bare minimum of what's allowing you to show up with the value that others can benefit from. Simplify your system. Stop creating this complicated system and trying to keep up with it. Because simplification to content creation is what ends burnout and allows you to stay on that marathon of consistency. If you're ready to take control of your life and develop that confidence that you've always been waiting for, then these two videos will help with that.